We're starting now, and at the end we will have a session with questions where Yiannis can reply. Did you hear me about the camera recording earlier?
No, repeat it, please.
Yeah, I wrote in the chat that this session will be recorded for publication. If you do not want to appear in this publication, please keep your camera closed. Okay? Thank you very much. I welcome Yiannis Lazarou, and the title of his presentation, you already know that's why you are here. I'm the coordinator of the project STEAME Academy, and we will have more sessions like this for you coming up. Yiannis can say a few words about his biography. It's already published and sent to you, and then he can start. Yiannis, thank you. And thank you all of you for participating, and let's have fun with this session.
Grigori, thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone from Cyprus. I'm now at the offices of Cyprus Mathematical Society. If you don't know me, my name is Yiannis Lazarou, and I am a mathematics teacher at the Pankiprio Gymnasio in Nicosia, the oldest school in Nicosia, which is now also a first experimental school about STEAM education. This is what I am there for, and this is what we have been practicing for the last 2 years now, and this is the 3rd year of applying STEAM education with everything we want to do, which is allowed from the ministry. We have a lot of freedom, so we can apply a lot of groundbreaking ideas. As you know, today's lesson, should I start sharing my screen? 1 minute. The presentation is here. Is it okay? Can you see it, or is there any delay?
Yes, we can see. Looks good.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so we're here today to talk about mathematical theater, scientific theater, and in general, educational theater. It's something that sounds a bit strange to a lot of people that I talk to every day, but we are here today to show that this is very simple, this is very fun, and this is something not very new, but very new to most of you. And today we will show some definitions, but most importantly, we will show a lot of examples and how you can apply this educational theater in your classroom or during some free time with your pupils. So let's start. In the first slide, we see the words mathematics, we see the word sciences. For a lot of people, not us, the mathematicians especially, these words look very cruel, look very plain, very dry. And then, as you see, we have the word theater, which is colorful, is fun, the pupils love it. So what is the relationship between these two? A lot of people will say there is no relationship between them. And if I ask pupils how mathematics are connected with theater, the answers will be that the mathematics help theater in a way that we can calculate the seats of the theater, we can calculate the area of the stage, we can calculate the tickets, how much they cost, what is the profit from our theatrical show. Always pupils will reply that mathematics will help theater do this, and never the other way around. They will never imagine how theater can help the science of mathematics and the sciences in general. So this is our today's webinar, incorporating arts in STEAM education and connecting in an active manner mathematics and sciences with theater. let's move on to the next slide. So yeah, can arts teach mathematics? Can arts help in this STEAM environment? For many years here in Cyprus, also in Europe, we have the STEM. We have the STEM word, which a lot of you know that it means it's the capital letters of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These subjects are very much related, and a lot of projects are happening. It's very easy to make a project like this, combining these sciences. The difficult part is how you incorporate arts in all of this framework, let's say STEAM framework. And as I show you here, with the word arts, we don't just mean painting. We don't just mean designing a nice logo for our project or for our product. Arts is a lot of other things. Arts is about theater. Art is about music. Art is about movement and dancing. As I will speak today about educational theater, in my school, Pangipero Gymnasio, we also practice the Pythagoras monochord. We combine music with mathematics, with physics, with waves, and also technology, because we need to build Pythagoras monochord. We could do dancing, teaching gravity. So there you have the arts teaching physics. There are many things you can think of and incorporate art in a STEAM framework. So art is not just designing, it's not just painting, but a lot of other things as well. So before I move on and explain a lot of things about mathematical theater, I just want to show you some of the projects we're working on this semester in my school. As you can see, I use this Padlet, let's say, application to organize everything, and you see a lot of different ideas. Ideas in a STEAM environment come from the students, and the students should be the main participant in this learning procedure. As you can see in the left corner, we also have educational theater as one of our projects, because as I will say during this whole webinar, arts is a main factor of this STEAM environment and not just something to accompany the other sciences. So educational theater, let's have a look a bit on the theory. So we call this an experimental learning approach. Pupils will get to experiment, will try new things, and as we say, it's a learning approach. We don't use the word teaching anymore. It's a learning because they will get to learn with our help a lot of things, but we also learn with them. The project-based learning is has a lot to do with everybody learning, as well as the teachers, because we have a lot of technologies. We cannot keep up learning everything from before. So a lot of times we learn with our students as we go on and complete a project. It's a differentiated learning approach. It has a lot of, let's say, parameters. It involves everyone. So yeah, we call it differentiated, and it is. It's a tool and motivation for learning. As you will notice with educational theater, mathematical theater, you will get pupils to be interested, pupils that wouldn't be interested in a normal class. So you will see some pupils that don't like maths now starting to like maths, starting to like the sciences, because they have worked with maths and sciences through a theatrical play. And also, the educational theater is a tool for evaluating intended learning objectives and skills. It's a great tool. It's a great tool for evaluating imagination, creativity, and of course teamwork. We will see later on a next slide. So here I have some theoretical from a very old paper. As you see, it's from 1976, 74 years ago. And I know 76 is 74 years ago because I didn't just do the subtraction. There is one more reason. So anyway, a very old paper telling us that proposes specific practices and techniques which include elements of experimental pedagogy in its modern in its modern form. So we have, as we see in this paper, which is very old, but it applies until today. We talk about exploratory learning. Exploratory learning. They get to explore, they get to find new ideas, find new ways to present things. They learn by discovery. They get to again practice, discover, and learn things. Of course, communication and collaboration. This is the main difficulty of the pupils nowadays. We think that working together is very easy for them, but with the technology now and the mobile phones, I personally see the pupils having a great difficulty in teamwork, in collaborating. They learn to work alone. So yeah, communication and collaboration, it's something we need to work with our pupils. The critical consideration of the pedagogical process, 1 minute, because it's hiding my slides, as an exercise of freedom where students give meaning to their world. They have the freedom to create, they have the freedom to express themselves through theater. And as you see, this paper from 1976 is quite very, I mean, it applies to 2023 in this specific topic. So the aim of this workshop, as I said before, is to demonstrate, and I hope we could practice also, but I don't think we will have a lot of time. It's just 1 hour. So to demonstrate how we can create a mathematical or scientific or other theatrical play with our students. When I say or other, I mean I will talk about languages theater at some point, and also some other aspects of this educational theater. So bear with me, and we will cover all these topics in a few minutes. So educational theater, a perfect example for project-based learning, which covers all these 4 elements of project-based learning: the idea, the tools, the description, and the application. As for the idea, we need with our pupils to think of a mathematical topic. Which thing are we going to talk about? The property, a riddle, a paradox in mathematics. We also need to think about the story behind it. It doesn't have to be just teaching the audience. We need to present something, a story that is funny, that is exciting, so as to engage the audience with us. We need to think of the roles. So yeah, we need to think of everything. The plot has to be interesting. All these belong to the first step, which is the idea. Our tools, the means for writing, the scripts, the props we will use technology and engineering to build them, and technology, yes, of course. As for the description, we need to actually sit down and write the script, discuss about it. We need to make it at the right duration. The rules say that the rules of the competitions say that mathematical theater or educational theater should be something between 5 and 12 minutes. So we need to think of a story that begins and ends in 12 minutes without feeling that it is rushed. It should something that starts, has a main body, and then finishes in a, let's say, funny way. We need to assign the roles and other responsibilities, again, all together, us with our pupils. We need to do the rehearsals. I must tell you that the rehearsals are very funny, and you don't need to be a theater expert to make this small theatrical play with your pupils. You need to think of a set design and the construction of some props. I'm telling you only some props because I'm going to talk about it later, how complicated should a mathematical theater be. And of course, the application, we need to play this in front of the rest of the class. We need to play this in front of the classmates at school. And of course, we need to play this in front of an audience and present it to other people, parents, strangers in an audience. This is most probably the most difficult part for the kids, but they get used to it. I will show you a lot of examples. So, original scripts. Where do we find scripts? Where do we find ideas? Some help from the internet. As you see, you can go online. Of course, YouTube. I remember myself 3 or 4 years ago when I was searching for original ideas. I was searching YouTube. I was pressing keywords like math paradox, math theater, math riddles. You will find a very nice channel on YouTube, a number file. Please make a note of that. Or TEDx math riddles. You will see a lot of examples online, but of course you will not find the script. The script is something that you have to write yourself with the pupils. This is something I started to do after seeing some examples. I started writing down a script to present with my pupils, and it was so exciting that I ended up writing, in the first time, I ended up writing 10 theatrical scripts about 10 different subjects. So yeah, it was very exciting, and as you can see, I published a first book about these theatrical scripts. When I say available for you, I have a small surprise at the end. I will show you how you can go online to a specific Padlet page I created for this seminar today, this webinar. And I have for you on this page, I have 11 theatrical scripts in English that you can download and use. It's scripts that I wrote, and I make them publicly available for you to download and practice with your students. Yeah, the most important things is for the pupils to write down their own plays. So yeah, let's go have a look at my school, Paghiprion Gymnasium. We see 2 of my pupils already practicing their hats and playing the roles. And as you see on the right, this is their own scripts. I remember last year telling them that they cannot use my book and they need to think of their own ideas. They need to start from scratch, think of a mathematical idea, a mathematical property, find a plot, find an interesting story, a funny story, and then sit down together and we write the theatrical script. As you can see here, we wrote 7. I had 7 classes, 7 STEAM classes, and we wrote 7 different theatrical scripts that they presented last year in a Cyprus audience at the Mathematical Society Cyprus competition. So yeah, the most important thing is their own ideas and not some ready-made scripts. Here are some photos from this year Cyprus STEAM Festival. It was completed this past weekend. It was at University of Cyprus, Friday and Saturday, 1st and 2nd of December, just a few days ago. And here you see some of my pupils presenting a theatrical play. It was on an airplane, and they took part in a science theater competition. And you can see them here wearing their virtual reality headsets and playing some roles, some passengers on a crazy plane that needed to travel faster. So they were explaining some scientific rules, the rules of Newton, how they could make their plane go faster. And on the right photo, we see some other pupils practicing the ancient walls of the city of Nicosia, practicing an estimation, an approximation of a regular endecagon, an 11-sided polygon, which is exactly the shape of the ancient walls of Nicosia, and they performed this in front of the audience. So yeah, they designed in front of the audience a perfect 11-sided polygon, and they made it there using just ropes and chalks. So yeah, that gave them also the first prize, and I'm very proud of them because they used, as you can see here, they used mathematical theater to present an ancient approximation method of the 11-sided polygon. On the next slide, I just show you more memories from my pupils last year. As you can see, if you remember the 7 scripts I showed you before, this is their performances. They don't have any specific set design. They just have a nice background, a nice presentation at the back, a few chairs, and that's it. All I want to say is that mathematical theater and educational theater in general shouldn't be something complex. It should be something very simple, something very fun, and something they would enjoy. With this slide, I just wanted to show you the social aspects of the educational theater. It's supposed to make them work together, have fun, and also during this procedure, also understand some mathematical principles, some mathematical, let's say, some mathematical senses that they wouldn't understand in class with just the book. This is the next European competition, Euromath and Euroscience 2024, that will happen in Rome. And I was talking today with my principal of the school and our students that did well in the Cyprus competition. I was glad to announce them that they will go to Rome this March and participate. Of course, they need to learn their script in English so as to present it, but they are very happy. Pupils love it when they can travel and they can combine learning with traveling and socializing and meeting new places and new classmates. So this is something that triggers the whole procedure. So yeah, I hope I can see some of you in Rome. Maybe you can also bring something to present in this European conference. So, as I was talking before, how complex can educational theater get? How many set designs we need? You see on the right side, you see my pupils presenting the Hilbert Hotel, the hotel with infinite rooms. A lot of you know the story. And you see we had a reception area, we had flowers, we had full costumes, an old telephone. We had a lot of things, which is really, really great. But as I show you on the picture on the left, this happened on my book presentation with 2 actors, my friends, Papageorgiou, Panayota, and Lea Maleni. They presented something from my book just by holding the scripts and with just 2 chairs. It was 2 friends, they met at a coffee shop, and all I want to show with this photo is mathematical theater and science theater could be as simple as that. It could be students, pupils holding the lines and expressing what they have to say without the use of very complex set design and props It's nice to have them, but it could be as simple as that, reading the lines and presenting something in front of the other classmates in class. So enough with this presentation and theoretical aspects of educational theater. Enough with the photos of my pupils and the competition. I must assure you that I have the permission of all the parents to show the pupils' faces on my presentation. So don't worry about anything like that. So let's go and have a look some examples. It would be a great idea to split in rooms, and you could go and discuss about your ideas, but 1 hour is not enough even for me to present this. So let's go and have a look at some examples. How could a pre-primary teacher involve educational theater, math theater with her little pupils? As we see here, we have 2 points. We have point A and point B. Point A could be the church, and point B could be a coffee shop. And we have, as you can see, 3 lines. We have a white straight line, we have a red curved line, and we have a yellow, how do you say, zigzag line. So, I mean, we can teach that the shortest distance between 2 points is the straight line, but this is more for, let's say, primary education, secondary education. You get to do a lot of maths to prove that the straight line is the shortest distance. How could this be taught with educational theater? As I say, one of my ideas was that the 3 lines are 3 ladies. Mrs. Straight Line, the white line, a very polite lady, very punctual lady. And these 3 ladies meet at point A, the Mrs. Curve, Mrs. Straight Line, and Mrs. Crooked or Mrs. Zigzag. So these 3 ladies meet, they are friends, and they say, oh, hello, how are you? Long time no see. Shall we have a coffee? Shall we meet at coffee shop B and have a coffee? The ladies are very excited. So they say, yeah, let's go have a coffee at coffee shop B. And of course, as you see, as the pupils will see, Mrs. Straight Line, she goes straight to coffee B. It's the shortest distance. She uses the road, the straight road, and she goes there on time. What about Mrs. Curve? Mrs. Curve, as you can see, she goes from the park. She makes a curved line. She can explain that during her walk. And of course, she's a bit late. So Mrs. Straight Line, waiting for her at coffee shop B, is not very excited, but okay, Mrs. Curve, she's not very late. She was a little bit late. And you can imagine how many jokes they can say about it. The one who is really late is Mrs. Zigzag, the yellow crooked line. She was very late. Why? Because she was making various stops. She was stopping at several shops, shopping, and she was very late. And you can imagine the other 2 ladies being very angry with her at the end because she did a much longer distance. This can be presented in class. They can play it and they can have fun and also learn about the properties of a straight line, of a curved line, and a crooked line, which is so important if you think that we're talking about pre-primary kids, let's say, young kids, that they get to learn this with this very funny example. Let's go have a look at an example for primary education. As you can see here, we have a dining table, we have a family, we have a servant, he's serving them dinner. What does that has to do with orders of operation? What does that has to do with parentheses, the plus, the minus, the indices, the division. Of course it has, because each member of the family has one operation. Let's say the son is the plus and the daughter is the minus. She's very negative. The son is very positive. He's very happy guy. We have the parents, which are the parentheses, the right parentheses, the left parentheses. We have the grandmother, she's the division, and the grandfather, who is the indices, the power, let's say. So they all sit down, the waiter comes. This is actually one of my pupils' ideas, and I was very happy to learn about it. And I'm actually presenting this to you now. So the servant comes and he starts serving, and they tell him, no, you have to serve us according to our family's protocol, which says what? You serve the parentheses first, then the indices, then the division, then the plus, and then the minus, or in what order they are there, from left to right. So the servant says, okay, I will follow the protocol. So they get to teach the audience the order of operations. What happens now, to get a bit funny, is that the servant goes to bring the next plate, the potatoes or the chicken, and then there is a fight between the son and the daughter, the plus and the minus. They fight, everybody stands up to separate them. And as you see on my example, the two parents, the two parentheses, they sit their son in the middle. So the plus is now put in between the brackets. So the servant comes, he starts serving the brackets, and they tell him, no, according to our protocol, now you have to serve the plus first, the son. He says, why? And they say, because now plus is placed between the two parentheses. So he has to be served first, according to our protocol. And this way, this theatrical, it teaches order of operations in a very funny way. Of course, there is another fight, as it was the original play. There was another fight, and they sit differently. And then at the end, the waiter just gets very nervous, and he leaves everything, and he says, I'm resigning. I'm leaving you because this is all very crazy. It was a very funny show, but it was actually teaching order of operations in a funny way. And I really liked it, and they got to write it down and present it to everyone. What about secondary education? Here we have more examples. This is my last year pupils, and they presented a topic about combinations. Of course, as you know, they get to be taught combinations in the last year of the high school, but these 13-year-old students, they explored combinations with simple by making simple pairs of broken batteries. They made it like it was a queen with her servants, and they mixed 4 good batteries and 4 bad batteries, and they were trying to find all possible combination, all possible pairs that 8 batteries can make. So as you see, with educational theater, we can teach very basic combinatorics or very basic probabilities to pupils of this age, of middle school, let's say years 12, 13, and 14. They can play with these batteries in this example, and they can explore how we calculate combinations, how we calculate probabilities, and so on. For high school, of course, we have a lot of examples. Here I write Hilbert's Hotel, where we teach some properties of infinite. Again, I repeat, the properties of infinite are taught on year 17, on the second class of the high school, but playing this theatrical in front of last year in year 11 students at the primary school, you could see that they could grasp the properties of infinity. They could They could define infinite. They knew what infinite means, what if infinite represents, and they could easily tell me that infinite plus a number again makes infinite, and at the end, infinite plus infinite again is equal to infinite. So you all see that we can easily teach basic things in mathematics and other sciences using educational theater. Here are more examples. Some older students from high school in another lyceum I was working. You see they played a very original script of mine talking about the bridges of Königsberg. If you know, Königsberg is a city on the right of Poland. It's a small Russian part, a small Russian city, which is not connected to Russia, of course. But as you see here, they played the riddle of the 7 bridges of Königsberg that all tourists, that's a real story, all tourists were trying to see if they could cross all 7 bridges once without crossing a bridge twice. So they made it into a story. They made 2 a German couple and a couple from Cyprus visiting them. It was Germany back then in 1944, and they were trying to explore this. And then Leonhard Euler comes, their friend, and he explains that with the 7 bridges, it cannot be solved. And this was actually the example of bridges of Königsberg was actually the beginning of graph theory and topology as we know it now. You see with this example that pupils can get to explore what is graph theory, what is topology. It's things that, these are things that we don't teach them in high school, but with the mathematical theater, with educational theater, they get the chance to do it. They get the chance to research other things that are not in their school books.
Yeah,
what I have here,
Yiannis, you're finishing soon, or because you're over 10 minutes? The half an hour?
Do I have 20 minutes until the hour?
No, the plan was half an hour and half an hour questions.
Okay, I'm finishing
already
soon,
40 minutes.
We can get to discuss.
You
Yeah.
can take another 2-3 minutes, and
No,
then...
I'm finishing. Yes.
Okay.
So I put this slide just to show you some colleagues in a seminar that I was teaching educational theater, and most of them were French teachers, English teachers, and we did try to do languages theater. You see here on the photos, French teachers teaching past tense, present tense in a small theatrical play. And it was very interesting to see how languages theater can be done with them. So can STEAM expand even more? Of course it can. It's something that we work, especially in the Cyprus Mathematical Society. STEAM, the last E means entrepreneurship, that we put the economic factor in our projects, like junior achievement. Our product it has a cost, and we calculate basic economics. And also, as you see, the power of 2, that's another E, which means emotionality. STEAM emotionality is something that I ended up after writing some scripts. And we see here about a theatrical play that I wrote with 2 old classmates that they meet. And of course, they teach us about the order of numbers, but also behind their names, the 0, the 2, and the 8, behind their names, there is hidden some self-esteem and some bullying issues. So with this mathematical theater, we address also some social factors, some bullying, and how we resolve it. We see the old classmates at the end making friends and forgetting the bullying they did when they were in class. So yeah, educational theater can also give solution to these social problems, bullying problems, and low self-esteem problems that a lot of our pupils have. Here I'm showing you a YouTube channel that I have. It's Lazarou with an I at the end. It's spelled Lazarou. And here you can see a lot of videos that I upload. So you can sit down and watch a mathematical theater, how it was performed, and so on. So feel free to visit my channel on YouTube and and see these videos that I upload. Useful material. I have created a Padlet for you. This is the page that I was talking about at the beginning. You can scan the QR code with your mobiles. Or if you are using your mobile to watch this webinar, maybe Daphne, if you can put the link of the page in the chat.
They can make a screenshot and then use it later.
Yeah, they can make a screenshot and then, or yeah, someone open the Padlet. This is where you can find a lot of things from me. You can download the 11 scripts I promised to you in English. And also you can find handouts in Word and PDF form that you can print to your students and follow the procedure and create with them. I have a step-by-step procedure how you can work with your pupils and create an educational theater, mathematics, sciences, languages, or so on. Some of the boxes are filled by some other colleagues who work together in another webinar, and they created online some ideas. Do I have something more for you? No, I have a thank you. And I hope this was enough to make you a bit more interested about educational theater and the importance of it in our lives now, and how STEAM is evolving with arts included as well. So yeah, I will be waiting now for some questions.
Yeah, before we go into discussion, thank you, Yiannis, very much for this presentation. Let me just make some announcements to the participants. Just for you to know, some years ago, if you want to see more material, I put this link into the chart, the project lemath.eu, which ended, of course, in 2014. And for 15, you can see guidebooks if you are interested for more material or math theater. There are guidelines here and books in different languages. I see a lot of Romanians joining, and I think we have a Romanian version here if you're interested, and you can download and see results from this project. Also, as mentioned by Yiannis, the Euromath and Euroscience conference, in this link, I put it in the chat. If you want to, this is a conference for students, so students make presentations like adults, write abstract, etc. But during this conference, we run 10 competitions, including the math theater and the science theater competition at international level. The rules are there, and you still have time to plan and participate with your students. Or if you just want to observe this year, you can participate without students or with students just watching, of course. In this conference, and parallel to this, we run also the STEAME Academy symposium, which is, you can see the invitation here and the registration. And of course, you can see a set of workshops already planned for this conference, which is going to run, and it's addressed to teachers, and it's going to run in parallel and at the same place. The STEAME Academy website, you probably already know from this event, because you can find the communications, but also if you go to events, you can see the flyer for this symposium. This is what I wanted to share with you. I stop sharing, and now I open for discussion and questions for Yiannis. You can raise hand if you like, so I can see it and give you the floor. So please raise hand, and then I call the name, and then you open your microphone and you can set the question. We have till 6 set time or 7 o'clock Eastern time for questions, discussions, anything you like. Please raise your hand using the Zoom. If you don't see the hand, go to the Go to the three buttons. I see a hand from Florenzo's. Florenzo's, please open your microphone and speak.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for the seminar. Actually, I have a lot of questions, but I will do only one about the symposium in Rome. Apart for the competitions, there will be workshop or seminar for students too, or only for teachers?
Some workshops are dual in the sense that they are open for both students and teachers. There will be workshops addressed only to students. For example, we already have workshops on microelectronics from the Technological University of Austria. There will be a group that will offer workshops for students to begin to understand and know how microelectronics work. This is part of STEM education. So some workshops will be addressed only to students, some workshops only to teachers, and some both. In the program, it will be indicated whether this workshop is addressing students or teachers only, or both. Okay.
Okay, I guess they will announce a schedule for each workshop before, right?
Some
So
of
we can register.
the workshops are already announced, as I showed to you in the link, but some will appear later on in January, February.
Okay, thank you.
But you will be, if you're registered to the conference, you'll be able to attend any workshop. If there is a limitation to places, we will announce. So it's first come, first serve to book a place, you know. Well, we will see.
I just want to add, Grigori, and to Floros, that it's a very fun week, very fun days. They can also watch the competitions, but as you said, there are a lot of seminars for them. So it's a great experience. I lived it last year in Krakow. It's a great experience for them because they can watch the seminars, but also watching the competitions. It's also something it's something they like to do.
And on the 14th of March, which is the International Day of Mathematics, we organize, we call it Mathematics and Science by Night for students. So we make it like a mini club for students, right? It's designed for students. So we adapt to students in these approaches, like Yiannis does. He adapts to the likes of the students to design his theaters. Any other questions? By the way, there is another workshop plan, a one full day workshop for STEAME Academy in Porto on the 5th of April. There will be some co-funding for this, €150 per participant who comes from 100 kilometers away. We will be making an announcement in the website of the STEAME Academy. There will be another one in the future in Athens and one in Bucharest coming up. So follow the website of the STEAME Academy. You can register your school as an exploitation associate partner if you like. Just go to the website and you will find this. If you have any questions, you can always write to the email of the project or to my email. I write it here also. Any questions you may have, you can write to me. So I write it. Any other questions for Yiannis? Yiannis will be in Rome also.
So, because no one asked, I want to ask another one question.
Okay.
So, the aim of the math theater is to be prepared by the students, right?
Yes.
And let them students to explore mathematical theorem and understanding, make the script, the idea, all of it.
Yeah, like the essence of the whole STEAM framework, Floros, we should act not as teachers, but as facilitators. So we should help them with everything they need. We should help them find the mathematical topic they want to talk about, or the mathematical property, or the science property they want to talk about. So we actually help them all the time, but we let them create themselves. And you know it because you took part now in the STEAM festival.
Yes,
in Cyprus.
that's why I'm asking.
You took part and you know that they have excellent ideas, and they also find the mathematical topics themselves. You will see that after a first training, suppose in this school that I am now, Pangiprio Gymnasio, that I went last year, after I trained them a bit more last year, this year I could see them creating their own theatricals without a lot of help. They did the topic, they wrote down funny scripts, funny lines. I was very amazed by how much originality they had, and they wanted to do everything themselves. So you see that if you help them at some point and you are a bit more, let's say, helpful than you should, you will see that on the next time they will do it all by themselves, and they are very happy about it. They like this creating part of STEAM, and this is the essence of STEAM education, the STEAM framework, as it is defined globally.
It's a co-creation activity. That's what it is.
Yes.
And it helps students communicate. And you may see sometimes a weak student in mathematics becoming the main actor of the theater.
Actually, is that what we did? We let the students to do everything, the script, the idea, everything. But I didn't get this at the competition. I mean, the other theatrical, I think it wasn't made by students. That's why I'm asking.
It's free and open to be designed as each school or teacher wants to support or create this theater plays. So there are different approaches, as Yiannis said. So you can let the students create, or you can support them, or you can give them a script already ready to follow. Yeah. So there are many different approaches. The issue is for them to try to communicate mathematics or sciences in a different way, and they learn, and those who watch them can learn as well. This is the issue. And have fun with all of it at the same time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Floros. Do we have more questions?
Any people from, we have many people from Romania. You want to tell us what is happening in Romania? Any theater?
I have special connections with Romania. No, it's a lot of colleagues that I know, and I hope they are online because I haven't looked at the names. It's a lot of names. So yeah, it's something that I'm personally.
We have a question in the chat. We have a question in the chat. Do you consider a collaboration of STEAME with a music of STEAME or STEAME of Pacifican school with a music school? I don't follow I don't see the whole thing. Sorry. you consider collaboration of STEAME of Pansipria School with the music school of Pansipria School? I don't understand.
Everybody, I cannot hear you. You're interrupted. So let me find the question. Okay.
Christiana.
Christiana, yeah, I found it. Because you sound interrupted. You sound a
Okay.
bit. So do you consider a collaboration of STEAM of Pancyprian School with the music school of Pancyprian School? Of course, it's something we did. It's something we really want to, and it's coming. It's coming very soon because we're under the same. We're in the same building, and of course we had a math factor. Now, Ludmila, one of my students, she presented the mathematics behind Pythagoras monochord. But of course, it's something we really want to work with the music school pupils and create something together. Music school and STEAM, it sounds very exciting.
Hello, I am Roxana from Bucharest,
Hello.
Romania. I cannot open my video call. I don't know why. It's probably that I didn't do it at the beginning of the meeting. I am not a member in this project. I'm in another project with your team, but I am very interested if it's possible to use how can I teach math in university, but in sport university? I mean, how can I use some mathematical principles to calculate, for example, the volume of a swimming pool, or maybe to calculate the area of a surface, sport surface, or anything like this, practical things.
Yeah, well, I haven't given any examples on university, but now you thank you, Roxana, because you give me a thing to work tonight, because it sounds very exciting to be able to teach something on a university level. Of course, it's very easy, and I already have one or two ideas about the swimming pool. But it's very exciting to let the pupils think for themselves. You will be surprised how many original ideas they will come up with. At the beginning, they will think that there is something wrong with you trying to create mathematical acts at the university level, teaching mathematics, but you will see that most of them will be very excited about this. And because at the university, they don't have the chance to be very creative. So you will give them a chance to show their creative part, which is a STEAM, it's a STEAM, what do we call it now? It's a STEAM skill, the creative part in this very dry mathematics course full of theory and a lot of work, a lot of solutions. So yeah, if it would be very interesting. I mean, I can think of some stories now with the swimming pool, or even more theoretical mathematics put into theater, but it will be very, very exciting to see their ideas. So tell them about this and wait for their ideas. You will be very surprised. I guarantee that to you. They will come up with really exciting ideas.
Yes, you are right. I mean, you are talking from your experience.
Yeah.
In fact, as I observed, is that they are not interested at all at math. But if you give them a solution, a mathematical solution for a specific problem that they met in sport activity, then they really become very interested in the subject. I mean, if you tell them, now I'm gonna teach you, let's say, the maximum maximum, how to calculate the maximum profit in an organization. They are not interested in, I mean, for example, you know, the system with the min or max probabilities in in mathematics. Okay, so they are not interested. They are very scared, in fact. But if you explain them that the variables will be, for example, the distance between deposit and their shop, and for example, the cost of the products, and they as managers will get the best solution how to get the most profit, the biggest profit. They become very interested immediately. I mean, they are interested in the applicative part of the problem, not just theoretical.
I fully agree.
Like they are, for example, in mathematics university, they are very interested in the mathematical way of solving the problem. In sports, not at all. It's the opposite. So it's very interesting. I mean, we could attract them to be more interested in solving some economical problems.
I fully agree, Roxana. A lot of us, a lot of people need to visualize things. We live now in the years of image, of technology. So more and more people need to visualize things, and you need to let them show their creative part, which is a very important STEAM skill. So yeah, tell them about it, introduce something or show an example, and then let them free, and you will be surprised. Maybe some of them will think that you are talking about Chinese, but you will be surprised of the ideas they will bring back the next day.
Yeah. I will be very interested to participate in the symposium in Rome.
I would be glad to see you in Rome, Roxana. We will be there. We will show a lot of examples, a lot of plays, a lot of pupils presenting at the Math and Science Factor. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thank you, everyone, because we are already past 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Central Time. I'd like to thank Yiannis Lazarou for this excellent session that inspired, I think, I hope everyone. And we look forward to further communications. We'd like to see you again in the next coming webinars and in other activities of the STEAME Academy project. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yiannis. We wish you a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Grigori, and thank you everybody for being here tonight. I hope I could inspire a lot of you, and see you in Rome, or see you in a next meeting with our pupils theaters. Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.